Hey everybody. So I apologize. It's been so long since my last video. Um, well, I guess since I shouldn't say that. I mean, I posted that Valentine's Day one on Valentine's Day, but I promised Seeking a Friend from the End of the World, and a review for that since I saw that film over a week ago now. I was really sick when I saw that, so I wasn't able to review it. But today I'm going to review A Good Day to Die Hard, another film that I promised for a while that I'm going to review. So let's get into it. So, A Good Day to Die Hard, guys, came out on Valentine's Day. A lot of people were really hoping that this was going to be Bruce Willis's, Valentine's Day gift to everybody, to his fans and to the people who love the Die Hard series in general. Um, and unfortunately, not too great results with this film, but I'll get into that in a little bit. First and foremost, the plot of this film, you guys, brief synopsis without me giving away anything. John McClane hears that his son's in trouble in Russia, and he needs assistance because there's this whole uranium heist thing going on, and gotta adjust the volume there, but there's this huge uranium heist going on, and he needs backup. There's not a lot of people helping him out. So John McClane goes over to Russia looking for him. His daughter, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead, reprises her role in this film. She was in Die Hard 4, which was called Live Free or Die Hard. So that was kind of her role in this. And, she's always calling him throughout the movie, just making sure things are going all right. There's some comedic play off with that. But for the most part, the film focuses on, John McClane tracking his son down in Russia, helping him out with this whole uranium heist situation. And, he finds out things about his son that he didn't know before, kind of this whole secret agent life thing. Not much of a spoiler because they show a lot of that stuff in the trailer, kind of like, he has all this, experience with guns and like he knows how to, kind of blend in with this environment and things like that. All that's kind of just already shown in the trailer. And also, this film's not too plot heavy, so yeah, it's basically what I'm saying right now is basically what most of the plot, if any plot exists, pretty much. Um, so basically, it's John McClane and his son teaming up, which was probably one of the more unique parts of the film, and they have to take down this guy who they thought was good, not so much, and he's trying to use this uranium storage to his advantage for a predictable, generic, villainous plot of a man taking over the world again. Um, so you can tell by the tone of my voice, I really did not like this film. Easily my least favorite Die Hard film thus far. Just really didn't enjoy it. But for the positives for this film, you guys, Bruce Willis does manage to maintain the John McClane character. If you're looking for a Die Hard film where, he's still that John McClane character you remember from Part One, I personally felt he managed to maintain that in this movie. Um, Probably even a little bit more so than four. Four was kind of, it was such a different direction for Die Hard. It was kind of hard to see that John McClane side to Bruce Willis's performance in that. So I guess in that sense, he acting wise, it was a little bit more John McClane-ish in this movie. Um, so character wise, that part was fine. I thought the father and son team up on this film was interesting. We got to see kind of the veteran side of the McClane family and the newbie side. Um, we got to see kind of the new and old McClane family and kind of how that impacts a Die Hard movie. So I thought that was interesting. I liked that both the McClane kids were in this, and that hasn't happened since the first Die Hard film, where the daughter gets a phone call at home, and she's just a little girl in that film, and we see Jack McClane probably for the first time ever, and we haven't seen him, and we don't get to see him until this movie, this Good Day to Die Hard. Um, so that I thought that was very interesting that we got to see both of them in the movie. Unfortunately, we don't get to see the wife, but I don't think we've seen the wife or even heard from the wife since the third movie. So I think they could have done something with her, I guess. I don't even know if that actress is acting anymore. But overall, I liked that both the McClane kids were in this, though. A decent action finale was in this film. Um, the ending scene was good in this. So it's just one of those films where they kind of kept the good stuff for last, which is good, but it's I would have preferred some other good things happening before that action finale. Um, so I guess that was another good thing to say about the film. Um, I liked that there was some occasional tributes to the previous Die Hard films in this. A lot of effects, a lot of one-liners. The Yippee Ki line came back for this one. They didn't, cut it down or edit it down like they did for number four, which was PG-13. This one had the R rating again, so was able to put it in there. Um, just a lot of the effects. Some characters, without me giving away anything, if you've seen the first film and you watch closely how Alan Rickman died, look closely throughout the film. There's a scene in here where that scene with Alan Rickman is tributed. Um, I thought the musical score was very similar to Die Hard 1. I liked how I watched this film and definitely got the impression that I was watching a musical score for a Die Hard movie. So musical score wise, I was once again fine with the film. But now on to the negatives, because I do have quite a few of them. For the first and foremost, guys, this script was very poorly written. It had a very poorly written script in this film. There was just times in here where I even wonder if there even was a script. Just a lot of bad improvising, a lot of simplified, dumbed down dialogue. Just a really, really badly written script, a very generic premise, something we've seen a million times before. Nothing new that added to the Die Hard franchise at all, I felt. So really poorly written script, and I really wish they really went back and rewrote the script for this. There was some really bad action physics in this film too. When Bruce Willis gets hurt in this film, there's barely even a scratch on him, barely an ounce of blood. I think there is like two scenes in the film where he really gets hurt, and of course they have to have something for that. But there are some scenes in here where he gets in car crashes and all this stuff, and he doesn't have a single scratch on him, and it's just very, very hard to suspend the disbelief. It's just very, very hard because you're just wondering. There's no way in hell someone could get through that without a scratch on him, and so I know the previous Die Hard films were kind of a little bit guilty of that, but this film was really, really bad about that. Like they almost didn't spend no time at all with the makeup for those scenes. Really, really bad. So whoever did the action physics in this film should get fired because it was just really, really terrible. Um, Besides Bruce Willis's John McClane character, there was some really subpar acting in this. Not saying it's bad, just really, really subpar compared to the first four films. Just really, you could definitely tell this was number five. I definitely had a feeling like people got tired of this. That like they're just so sick they just want the series to end, and just a really sense of tired subpar acting where people really don't care anymore and just kind of want to do this film for the money. Just really disappointing with that. As you can probably tell right now, not as good as Die Hard 1 through 4. I mean, the first four films just blew this film away, and the first film alone, I mean, it's like comparing Forrest Gump with Master of Disguise. It's just really nothing at all. Die Hard 1's easy my favorite, and if you don't know me, Die Hard 2 is kind of another one that's kind of iffy for me. Die Hard 3 I really liked. Die Hard 4 I liked, but there was some issues with it. This one I had a ton of issues with, and just easily the weakest of the franchise. Really lame villain in this. I mean, really, really lame villain. Don't even know the actor in this one who played the villain. Just really generic performance, really lame. I liked nothing about him. He didn't stand out at all. Really lame villain. I needed a new villain for this film. It was terrible. Um, just a really lack of a story direction in this film. There was just a lot of points in this film where you're almost kind of wondering if they kept with the same plot from the beginning of the movie. Um, just what they set up just really didn't feel like it followed through, like they couldn't decide what kind of film they wanted to make. So really, really bad story direction here. Also, a lot of really unoriginal ideas in here. Just a lot of things that have been done a million times before, whether it's Die Hard or not. Really needed some more original ideas in this film, and I think that's director John Moore's to point at that. Just really, I needed more original ideas in this film. I mean, it's a Die Hard film, go big, and they didn't go big enough. I mean, they really ruined their opportunity with this film. So unfortunately, guys, I do give Die Hard 5 a good day to Die Hard, a 6 out of 10. That might be a little bit too generous, Like I said, there were some positive things in here, but overall, the experience of the film really isn't worth it. It's not worth the theater experience. It's not worth the Redbox experience. It's really, not a good movie. So 6 out of 10 for me, you guys. Don't recommend this film. Um, Watch the first Die Hard film. It'll just save you a lot of time and money. And if you're bored, then watch the third one because I really like the third one also. So John McClane's day, unfortunately, was not so good. So they sort of called this a bad day to Die Hard.